Hello and welcome to episode 30 of the Retreadcast. Thanks for joining us today. Prior to starting with the main content that brought you here, we have a small request. It may come as a surprise, but currently only 8% of our channel viewers are subscribed. Our aim is to elevate that number to 20%, and to achieve this, we kindly ask for your support. If you are a regular consumer of our engaging content, whether it be our captivating videos from conferences or our insightful podcasts, we ask that you consider clicking the subscribe button below. Each new subscriber contributes to enhancing the quality of our content. Now, let's dive right in to another exciting episode. Hello and welcome to episode 30 of the Retreadcast, the video podcast series for the tire retreading industry. We've had a short break from our podcast, but now we're back with yet another episode. And as usual, David Wilson is here to guide you through the episode. David, how are you doing? And could you give our viewers and listeners a lowdown on what to expect from this episode?
Thanks, Richard. Well, at this time of the year, we usually have a discussion with one of our key partner collaborators in the Recircle Awards on the subject of sustainability and the circular economy. And with that in mind, we're delighted to welcome Vipal's International Business Director, Leandro Rigon, back to the Retreadcast. Vipal are our trophy sponsors this year, so we're very interested to talk to Leandro about his company's approach to the circular economy and how his company are working to increase the levels of sustainability in everything they do within their business. Talking of the Recircle Awards, for the middle section of the show, we'll be taking a closer look at several of the Recircle Awards categories within the retreading sector and introducing some of the nominees.
Great. Well, it sounds like we've got an episode full of Recircle Awards action. So let's start today's episode by listening to the first part of that interview with Leandro Rigon.
Around this time of the year on the Retreadcast, we usually interview one of the main partner collaborators of the Recircle Awards on some aspect of the role that retreading plays in the circular economy. This year, the trophy sponsor of the Recircle Awards is Vipal, so I'm very pleased to be able to interview the company's International Business Director, Leandro Rigon, on this particular subject. So let's go over to Brazil right now to speak to him. Good morning, Leandro, and welcome to the Retreadcast.
Good morning, David. It's a pleasure to be with you again.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about sustainability today. So let's start by saying, look, the retreading industry has become much more aware of its role in the circular economy in recent years. What changes would you say have there been in the way that truck and bus fleets view the need to be environmentally responsible? How important is that to them, and what impact and environmental factors having on the retreading industry?
Well, retreading have always been there as a circular economy activity because it reduces the use of new tires, avoiding the early disposal of it, right? And fleets that are interested in the impacts to the road transport to the environment are very well connected to retreading. Retreads are maybe the best product in the circular economy and surely one of the biggest impacts in reducing the carbon footprint. We still need more awareness within the whole society and a better agenda from governments so fleet operators can improve their work towards sustainability and thus a longer and lasting use of tires.
Yeah, so you just mentioned, the role of governments in all of this. What can the retreading industry do to promote a greater acceptance by governments that retreading should be proactively supported as a key contributor to the circular economy, particularly in terms of increased financial support?
Well, the road is firmly walking towards best practices regarding the environmental causes. So anything we can do to promote retreading as a key activity to reduce the carbon footprint among governments is very important. The right channel to reach governments, of course, are the tire retreading associations that represents the sector. And Vipal supports associations all around the world, either financially as well as contributing with data and research and so on. We have also invested resources to help countries to build their own associations that are contributing with important progress within the society. There is a lot of material ready to use already. And I mean, this is not a one-man job. The industry needs everyone involved in this industry doing the best possible.
Absolutely. So let's move on to talk about increasing the awareness amongst fleets. What can the industry do, and what should it do to increase awareness among fleet operators about the environmental benefits of retreads?
I think there is a lot going on already. We are all talking about it. I mean, the retreaders, the manufacturers, the new tire companies. We've been doing conferences, training, in-person speeches, workshops, and so on. Our team is prepared to work with this agenda with our customers, and we've been doing that together at fleet operators. At Univipal, our university, we also give training to retreaders, to transport operators about the best practices with tires, considering that the longest they run, the less will be the environmental bill for future generations. It is a tireless job in this industry to elevate this product awareness as one of a great contributor to our planet well-being, right? And I think, yeah, we have already a great job being doing from the whole industry in this sense.
Yeah, I remember when I was involved in association business a few years back, it was very difficult to get retreaders to engage in circular economy issues. So how would you say retreaders these days are reacting to the opportunities offered by this trend? Are they proactive, in your opinion, towards the advantages of the circular economy, or are they more focused on day-to-day issues?
Well, it's not being easy being a retreader these days, as there are a lot of obstacles, and many markets have suffered with cheap, low-quality tire competition in an unfair trade, and this works against the circular economy. And so many retreaders are fighting to survive these challenges. But we also have really good examples in the market. We've been reading at your own magazine about some examples that can be followed by everyone that is interested in this work. So yeah, it's a big work to do, but I think the resilience of the retreaders will make it go ahead and overcome all the obstacles.
Fantastic. Well, that's part one of our interview with Leandro done and dusted. Now, as promised, we're now going to have a look at some of the key Recircle Awards for the tire retreading sector. David, which award are you going to talk us through first?
Well, we're going to start with talking about the Tread Rubber Supplier Award, which is one of the most prestigious awards. Now, on paper, this is between the two previous winners, Marangoni and Vipal, who have both learned how to assure top levels of engagement from their networks within the awards programme. But to be honest, it's not cut and dried. The other nominees are Doberman, Galgo and Silvercap, who are all good nominees. So really, it's an open contest.
Fantastic. Obviously, we've just talked there about the Best Tread Rubber Supplier Award. This year we have separated. We usually have one category for the best tire retreader, but we've wanted to focus in on specific sectors, specific niches within that category. So we've split it up into three separate categories: best passenger retreader, best OTR retreader, and best truck and bus retreader. Could you take a look and give us some detail on the nominees for the best passenger retreader and best OTR retreader?
Yes, of course. Well, the passenger retreader category is, as you would expect, is dominated by European retreaders, although it's good to see 5 different countries represented. We have Black Star from France, Fedima from Portugal, Insa Turbo from Spain, Malatesta Pneumatici from Italy, and Radburg from Romania. Again, this contest is wide open, and it all depends on who manages to engage their supporters to the best effect. Now, in the OTR retreader sector, the contest is very intriguing indeed, as we have a wide geographical spread of nominees. These include 2 previous winners of Recircle Awards, that's Marangoni and FM Pneus from Brazil. But we're also pleased to see 2 very worthy nominees from elsewhere. We have Community Tire from the United States and Renova from Peru. So whatever happens, we can ensure that there will be a very worthy winner of that award.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like we've got a very good variety of nominees across those 2 award categories. We've got previous award winners, and we've got retreaders who have been nominated before. Interturbo come to mind in the passenger retread category, as well as Radburg. Both of them were nominated for the best tire retreader category in previous years. And the final category I want us to take a look at today is the Employee of the Year category. This is obviously an award which, rather than focusing in on a company's achievements, really highlights and puts into significance the work of specific individuals in the industry. What can you tell us about this category?
Well, as you say, this award was initially introduced with the idea of engaging companies to recognise the achievements of their individual employees. Now, the first year we introduced this award, it wasn't so easy to get companies to nominate their employees, but this year we've been absolutely inundated with nominations, and we have a very high quality list indeed. We currently have 4 nominees due to 1 nominee taking the decision to step down from the nominations process. But the nominees who are still in the game are Ankita Saikia, who has been nominated before for this category. She was nominated 2 years ago and was a very close runner-up. She's been nominated again. We also have Camilla Raffaeli from VM Rubber, Fabrizio Neda from Vipal, and Bernadita Diaz from Sustrend Lab in Chile. Now, these are all people who really deserve the recognition for the work they do, and we wish them all the very best of luck.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for giving us some more details on the nominees on this particular categories, David. We will go into detail on other categories in further Retreadcasts so that our viewers can become more familiar with all the nominees and understand more the process. Voting is now open, has been open for about a month now. If you would like to vote in the Recircle Awards, please go to our website, www.recircleawards.com. There is a tab for voting at the top, and you can vote via clicking on that tab if you have registered for previous editions of the Recircle Awards. If you have not registered for previous editions of the Recircle Awards, you will need to register before you vote. Not to worry, there is a tab for register at the top of the page. If you click that, you will go directly to a registration form, And if you follow the instructions, it should be very simple to register yourself as a voter and start voting in the Recircle Awards. Now, let's go back to that interview with Leandro Rigon and look at part 2 of our interview.
Well, excellent. So that's what we like to hear. So let's go on to talk about Vipal specifically. I mean, what are you doing at Vipal as a corporation to improve the group's carbon footprint?
Well, Vipal has been working in improvements to its carbon footprint for a long time. I remember when I started working here about 30 years ago, I had a lot of trainings and classes about ways to reduce, reuse, and avoid waste. From the reutilization of industrial waters and treating it before letting it go to the public system, to having zero emissions of gases through a complete use of rubber dust from process. Vipal has been highly committed to the best practices since its early days. We collect a lot of rain from the ceilings, the rainwater from the ceilings, and we treat it to use in the factory. We use natural light at factories as we get mostly bright days, so reducing the use of electric power. We work a cryogenic plant to reuse the rubber flashing products such as rubber floorings and factory mats. You know, there is a constant research for new materials that can improve, or better saying, replace the fossil source derived components. And we are aware that everything we do to improve our own carbon footprint will reflect ahead in other activities through the use of retreads. All this having in mind that each retread itself will allow the world to use only 20% of the material used to produce a new tire. So yeah, it's a a lot of work being doing, and as retreading is already as a natural born circular economy, it's been in the DNA since the beginning, right?
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about your products specifically. I mean, what are you doing in terms of technological developments to improve the eco-friendliness of your product range?
We're always looking into alternative products, and we have already replaced some materials. For example, Vipal has recently homologated a new material called Green League FR. It is an antioxidant produced from lignin, a renewable wood-based biopolymer, and it's been developed since 2017 in a co-work with Suzano and Greenway and the University of Caxias do Sul. And this is something extracted from deforestation wood used to make paper. In 2021, Vipal also developed research to use the dust from the rice husk, also in a co-work with the University of Caxias do Sul and Lodz University of Technology from Poland. And these materials can replace oil-based products and reduce the dependence of this source.
Okay, well, that all sounds very interesting. So let's talk about in general now about the prospects for the retreading sector. What, in your view, what impact will environmental factors have on the future of retreading in the future?
Well, environmental factors will impact more and more activities and industry day by day. Sooner or later, any industry will be impacted from those. The retreading is, as I said, is a fortunate industry, as it is ahead of many industries in this sense. And I think that the transport operations that are still unaware of it will find out soon about the importance of using the retreads. And I have no doubt that retreading will grow through the years in line with the circular economy. Of course, there will be challenges and adjustments that everyone will need to adapt, and retreaders are perfectly able to make these adjustments, and they will do as needed.
Okay, so let's finish. I have to ask you finally about the Recircle Awards. You've been a prominent sponsor of our programme since the start, actually, and this year you're the trophy sponsor. So what does the awards programme bring to the industry in your view, and what's it brought to Vipal so far?
Yeah, again, we've been promoting retreading all around the road for a long time. Thai retreading is one of naturally born circular economy activities, and we are strongly committed with the cause. And because there is a lack of communication and common understanding within the society, we believe in the awards as a very efficient channel to promote this activity. The world is very much dependent from tires to move almost anything. From commercial trucks, buses, or airplanes, the use of retreads is a strong way to collaborate with the environment and also to help communities to generate jobs and revenue. And actually, this sponsorship is one of the actions that Vipal uses to promote the retreads, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, thank you very much for your kind words. They are always appreciated. And thanks, as always, for your time and for the fascinating insight into Vipal's sustainability strategy. And we look forward to seeing you on the Retreadcast again fairly soon.
A pleasure again, David, and of course, the work you've been doing and the awards, it's a really great job to help this industry to go forward.
Thanks very much, Leandro. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for watching episode 30 of the Retreadcast. We will be back very shortly with episode 31. Thank you for watching.